my name's Lucian coming to you with another episode of my Dark Souls walkthrough. If you'll remember, we just got through the first part of the Parish. We've got a few things to pick up in Darkroot Basin though, so we're going to go down there before finishing this off. First things first, we're going to kindle this bonfire up to 10, so that we have that handy, and then we're going to go and talk to Andre of Astora. Down there's Sagmire. You might want to talk to him if you've got plot interests. We're not going to do it now because it's just a waste of time for me, because it doesn't net me anything right now. This is Andre. He's a blacksmith.
Well,
he does helpful things. Main thing we want him to do for us at the moment is upgrade our weapon. We can get 2 upgrades with those 2 twinkling titanite we got from the crystal lizard, which actually gives us quite a sizable increase in damage. Solid 30 points. The other thing is he sells a bunch. Oops, no, that's not what I want. He sells, after we get the gesture, he sells a bunch of stuff. Most importantly, titanite shards. Those are used to upgrade normal equipment, which we talked about. He also sells these smith boxes and a repair box. This repair box is cheaper than the one in the Berg, so buy it now and not there. Yeah, he sells a bunch of weapons and things, so have a look through if you're looking for a weapon. Here's the Talkite shield that we've been using, so if you're playing a class other than the Knight, and you don't want to use the Dragon Crest shield, here's the Talkite shield. He also sells a bunch of arrows. He's very helpful. We're not going to upgrade our armor though, because for the moment we need to run past this giant thing. Don't try and fight it, it's just an exercise in futility for the moment. We're going to kill it later. You can cheese the hell out of it with a bow, if you want. Ow! Clipped on the backswing. It's worth doing, cheesing it with a bow, but it's time consuming, and I can't be bothered right now. Might do it later. Didn't expect to get clipped by the backswing. Anywho, this is Darkroot Basin. Be careful of these guys. They hurt. Like, a lot. So, get run behind them, spam your R1, your light attack, and kill them as quickly as you can. Got one more to kill here. Come on. Come and fight me. You notice they take barely any damage, even with the upgrades we did. That's because they have a lot of magic resist. If you've chosen to take the broadsword instead, you should find them slightly easier to kill. Especially because you've probably upgraded a little bit more than the straight sword by now. If you are using the broadsword, feel free to upgrade it to +5. It's more than worth doing. It won't do as much damage as Astora's against most things, but it will still deal a fair bit. There's another crystal lizard here that we're going to try and kill. Nice. Those guys can be kind of a pain. We got some twinkling titanite there, so we should be able to get Astora's up to +3. What I'm going to be using my titanite on is this weapon here, the longbow. The longbow is, in my opinion, the best bow in the game. It's got the best range, it's got the best damage, I think, of any one-handed, of any, ordinary bow, and it's just generally very, very good. It's got good scaling too. Over there is the Hydra and Havel's in that tower. That's the Berg. We're going to ignore all of that for the time being. Instead, we're going to go this way. There's another Black Knight down here, so we're going to heal and put our armor on. Another set of armor with the longbow too. Fight me, Mr. Knight. This is a halberd knight. Actually, probably, in my opinion, the easiest ones to deal with. Ow. If you don't unlock and accidentally get wrecked. Gosh, that was embarrassing. They've got some of the easiest moves to parry, and I'm fairly certain that they do the least damage of any of them. Backstab to finish him off. There we go. Halberd? No halberd. That's okay. 1800 souls from him. I think he actually yields more souls than most of the other Black Knights, so it's worth doing. There's a bonfire in there, but we're not going to bother with it because it's really out of the way. What we did get was the Grass Crest shield, This is, in my opinion, the best shield in the game. It doesn't have particularly high resistance stats, but what it does do is increase your stamina recovery by quite a marked margin. Notice that my stamina is recovering a lot quicker than normal. If I take the shield off, and roll, get my stamina right down. 1, 2, 3, and a bit. And do this. One, 2, 3. It's close enough. You notice it more on higher levels of stamina. It is very good. It doesn't resist the entirety of damage thrown at it, so if you want to just tank with a shield, stick with the Dragon Crest or the Tower Kite Shield. But the stamina recovery rate is almost, indispensable. It's the meta shield for PvP, if that makes any difference. Pretty much everybody uses it. Running back to the top of Darkroot now. If you don't want to go down and get that shield, that's fine. My advice would be to go and kill the Black Knight if you feel confident enough anyway, because the 1800 souls are worth it, and definitely grab the longbow. Because, well, it's a free, awesome bow, and it's pretty much the only place in the game you can get it. These guys occasionally drop moss, well, not occasionally, they quite frequently drop moss clumps, which allow you to heal various types of status effect. The blood red ones let you heal bleed damage, the purple ones let you heal poison, and the blooming purple ones let you heal toxic. In fact, I'm pretty sure they heal all status effects. We're going to have to fight two of them simultaneously here, that's a pain. Ow! Yeah, I could die here. Don't like these things. Not at this level. They're super hard to deal with. Okay, we dealt with that. Didn't take too much damage either. That was good. There's an item, a soul, I think. Yep, carefully stashed behind there. Craftily stashed behind there. Let's pop that now. Get those out of my use bar. We're going to be coming back here a lot later on in the game to do a section here, but there's something that we want to grab first. First things first, hit this wall. It reveals a bonfire. You should probably kindle it. We're going to be coming back here later, and it would be good to have the extra Estus. You should still have plenty of humanity by now, so feel free to do so. Cool. We're going to level up. I'm going to see if I can get some more endurance, because I'm going to need it. Cool. Notice that I'm not increasing my damage stats at all. That's because I feel confident using the damage that I have to fight the enemies that I'm dealing with. You may not. Feel free to increase your damage stats if you feel you need to. Another chap who wants to be summoned. Interesting. We're going to run down here. In there is a large soul that you can pick up. 3 of those horrendous ant things pop up though, so it's better just to leave it alone because they spawn every time you come through here and attack you on this path. This area we're going to come back to again later to deal with in greater depth, but for now we're just going to do a suicide run. Oh, actually, good time to use this ring. We're going to do a suicide run and pick up this set of armor. Might even be able to get out of here alive. Run! If it takes you a couple of goes to get to that armor set and not, and to get to that armor set, don't feel bad about it. I've done this game several times, I've beat this game several times now, quite a few times now, and sometimes I still screw that up. Now, those ent things will chase you all the way back to the bonfire, so sit at it, and that will refresh them, clearing the area. Okay, what did we just pick up? The Elite Knight Armor. Probably one of the best armor sets in the game. Not only does it look freaking awesome, It also has some of the best armor ratios for its weight. It's very heavy though, so it's going to take a long time for me to get out of this fat roll stage. It's worthwhile. The other advantage of increasing endurance as much as I am, besides being able to use the armor I like without fat rolling everywhere, is that it's increasing my stamina. This is sort of like a side upgrade to increasing damage, because while it doesn't increase my initial damage, it does increase the number of times I can hit in a row. See those light attack combos that I'm stringing together? I can only do that because I've got such high stamina. And I can just keep stringing them together until whatever I'm attacking is dead. It also lets me roll around and sprint a lot more, so worth upgrading. I'm hanging on to the souls I have right now because I want to upgrade a Stora's Straight Sword again. And to do that, you need souls and Twinkling Titanite. Okay, gotta run past this horrible demon thing again, so we're gonna do that. Full stamina and go. Lightning bolt incoming? Huh. It let me go unscathed. Oh, there's the lightning bolt. Okay. So let's chuck our armor back on.
Well.
Okay, talk to Andre. Reinforce this. Nice, heavy damage now. It's good. Notice that cost me a lot of souls. I had about 2,000, now I've only got 178. Keep that in mind when you're going to upgrade your items. We're going to sit here, and we're going to use our bottomless box for the first time. This is a storage container. You can put as much stuff as you like into it, hence the name bottomless. It's not, useful in any way other than storage, but what it does do is keep your inventory uncluttered, so if you need to change items quickly, you don't have to sift through a bunch of other stuff to do so. So let's just get rid of all of the stuff that we don't need right now, or need at all. Oh, hang on to that. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Actually, hang on to that, hang on to that. I might hang on to that. And yeah. And that. Don't need the night gear anymore. Cool. And hang on to those rings. So now we've done Darkroot Basin Part 1. Thanks for watching. My name is Lucian Check in next time, or tune in next time I guess, for Part 2 of the Parish in my Dark Souls walkthrough. See you next time. Bye-bye. Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lucian coming to you with Part 2 of the Parish in my Dark Souls walkthrough. If you remember last time, we went and got the longbow, the Grasscrest shield, and the elite knight armor from Darkroot Basin, and we beat up a bunch of those horrible int things. Now we're going to go into the parish and do the last section of this area. I don't have the dexterity required to use the longbow, I believe. I need 14. So we're going to have to use a slightly alternate strat than I usually do for dealing with the channeler in this area, which is fine. I can do that. I highly recommend picking up a short bow from the merchant in the Burg and using that to shoot the channeler. It's a much more efficient... Am I being invaded? No. Good. It's a much more efficient way of doing things than trying to do it the way I'm going to. This is a Baronite Knight. They're kinda scary and big, but don't worry, they're pretty easy to kill if you can parry. Oh, that's a shield bash. Ow. Ow, and I can't parry, apparently. There we go. Quite a bit of health, but if you just go ham with the light attacks, you'll kill them pretty easily. They occasionally drop steel armor. Wow, there's so many summon signs around, it's just begging me to use one. Tempted. Oh. Is that actually going to be an invasion? Make up your mind, game. Yeah, that's what I thought. there is the channeler. He will rain horrible, sparkly death at you from above. Hear that? That's him attacking us from a distance, with his spells, like an asshole. We're just going to try and deal with these guys as carefully as possible, without getting horribly murdered. Get around the corner. Okay, we're safe from the channeler here. Should just... yeah, kill that guy, and that guy's going to chug, that's fine. Notice that some of the enemies in the game have Estus flasks. They will heal if you give them a chance, so don't if you have any opportunity to not. Okay. Lots of dead boulder knights. I don't recommend fighting them that way. It's kind of a pain. Instead, what I recommend is coming through, backtracking around the loop to here, where we opened the gate, and baiting them through this doorway one at a time and fighting them there. I was just slightly impatient after fighting the Baronite Knight. At the end of the hall there, you'll see an item that you can pick up. Ow! Stop that. You'll see an item at the end of the hall that you can pick up. That's another Firekeeper soul. So, oh my god, hi! Alright, that was the channeler. Anywho, there's another Firekeeper soul over there. How the hell did he come down? Okay. Interesting. I guess if you run out here, get him aggroed, and then walk back in, he tries to chase you down. That's convenient. Anywho, in here, there's an elevator. Remember that thing we jumped down at the start? If you click that and then roll out, it'll send the elevator down. Remember that area we jumped down at the start, where we found the Morning Star and the Talisman and all of that, back in the second episode? That's where that elevator goes down to. It opens up a shortcut right to the top of the parish. Really quite helpful. And I'm actually being invaded. I wish they would stop that. Okay, seriously game, make up your mind. Am I getting invaded, or am I not? Am I gonna have to summon a couple of people to gank the hell out of this dude? What the hell is going on? See the fog gates that keep popping up on those doors? That indicates that I'm being invaded by someone. Wow, it really wants me to get invaded, doesn't it? If I go through here, maybe it'll reset my multiplayer. Let's just head to the top of the parish. I'm tempted to summon a couple of guys in to help me deal with this, just in case I do get invaded, but whatever. Okay. It's almost impossible to... oh gosh. Almost impossible to riposte that guy on the stairs, so... if you do manage to parry him, just take advantage of the opening to get as many attacks in as you can. Be wary going through here, especially if the channel is not dead yet. These guys, there's a swarm of them, they're just everywhere. The channeler will buff them with a damage increase, and you will find out if you're not heavily armoured that they can kill you quite rapidly, and honestly, even if you are heavily armoured, they're still a threat. There are a lot of them, and if they swarm you, you will die. Be warned. It's best just to kite them into this doorway and fight them one or two at a time. Especially with a thrusting weapon, you can kill quite a few of them simultaneously. Okay. Yep. Item. Broken sword? Yeah. Okie dokie. Frame rate drop for days. Between the Baronite Knight, these Boulder Knights, and the Channeler, I've actually accumulated quite a number of souls. Oh, I am being invaded. Shit. Okay. Deal with that quickly. Okay. Excuse me a sec, I need to go deal with an invader. Why are you so tanky? I'm gonna die. That guy was... okay, he's twinking. Welcome to Dark Souls, where hackers kill you with little to no skill. I hit him when he didn't have a shield up multiple times then, and he just didn't care. Okay, whatever. Time to respawn, I suppose. That was kind of a pain. Alright. Let's have another shot at that, shall we? If it looks like it's gonna invade again like that, I'm just gonna summon people to help me out. Bugger it. Wait, no, it won't, because I'm not human anymore. And we're not gonna summon in Solea as a result of that. But, yeah, that's the thing. If you're human, while you get to summon in people to help you, you also can be invaded, like I was. And there's a potential chance for you to be invaded by someone who's hacking, giving them much better HP, damage, armor, weapons, whatever, than they normally would be able to at this stage in the game. It's very easy to do this. Don't be surprised if you do get invaded by someone. It's honestly just a pain. Okay, moving on. The Baronite Knight and the Channeler do not respawn, similar to the Boar. If you kill them, they're dead. You don't have to deal with them again. It's convenient, isn't it? These guys do respawn, however. They're a pain in the ass. Ugh. And we're going to deal with that Hollow Swarm again. Fantastic. Oops, missed. Ow. Yeah, when you're dealing with this, just take it slow, fight them one or two at a time. Take advantage of your combo ability to chain attacks together. And make sure you pick up your bloodstain if you were invaded. Pick this up while I'm here, and use it. Okay, see how what he's doing there, how he's holding his sword up in front of him like that? That's his parry stance. If you attack him while he's in that stance, he will parry you and then riposte you for massive damage. So, don't do that. If you're confident with your kicks, ow, you can kick him out of it, or you can jump attack him alternately. That will knock him out of it as well. But you've got to be confident with landing those damn things. Why can't I parry him? The fuck? Seriously, why can't I parry this guy? Whatever, he's dead. Run along here. Break this. Dude that drops out of it has a humanity on him. Make sure you grab that. Nice and useful. Also, break through here. At the top of this is probably the hardest challenge you will face at this stage of the game. This chap is called Lawtrick, and for the purposes of this walkthrough, we're going to kill him. He is, however, one of the most dangerous NPCs in the game. So, what we're going to do is we're going to cheese the hell out of him.
Well, what have we here? Are you sure about this?
Okay. He's in the corner. See that? That's his parry stance. He does that too. Kick him, and he'll parry me. Doesn't matter what you do. He's not like the Boulder Knights. Sadly, I don't have any magic I can cheese him with, so we're just gonna have to get good. Kind of tempted to equip firebombs and just cheese him that way, but we're just gonna parry him.
Leave me no choice.
No, I don't, Lawtrick. You are going to die, but...
But if this is our fate, so
Oops, why wouldn't that riposte? That was weird. Oh god. Okay. He's actually a lot harder to parry than he looks, and those shotles of his will reach right around your shield, so don't try and shield tank him. I'm only holding it up out of habit, really. Ow. His attacks come out really quickly, so just be careful. I made that look easy, but honestly, the most challenging NPC in the game to kill. Now, he drops the Ring of Favour and Protection. A lot of people swear by this ring. I used to. It increases your HP, stamina and like equip load, and it's honestly very, very good. However, it breaks when it's removed, which essentially removes one of your ring slots for the game and replaces it with increased stats. That's more or less what that ring does, because you don't want to remove the ring and break it until you have another one in your game plus. So it's your decision to equip the ring or not, but there are certain times in the game where you have to equip a certain ring to get through a section, such as the orange charred ring for the lava sections later, or the Covenant of Artorias for the Abyss. For those sections, you will only ever be able to equip that particular ring and the Ring of Favour and Protection, so it limits your build. I think for the purposes of this walkthrough we're going to equip it, because it gives us a lot of benefits. And when I went through the game for the first time I had it equipped, so yeah. You'll notice it's also given me the mid-roll. Worthwhile. Increased stamina load is helpful. Also, you'll notice that my HP and stamina bars are a lot higher. The increase that it gives you is quite significant. I really should have upgraded my broadsword, but that's fine. Okay, so we're going to fight the gargoyles now. These guys are actually a fairly difficult boss fight, and we're going to equip the Dragon Crest Shield to block their fire. You fight this gargoyle first. I'm going to get hit here. It's fine. I have poison health. Bait him into attacking. You can cut their tails off. You can cut their tail off, this particular guy's tail off, to get the Gargoyle Tail Axe, which is... Ow! That actually hit me. What? Okay, let's just heal. Yeah, this is why we have the Dragon Crest Shield, because of that fire. The Dragon Crest Shield has very high fire resist, which makes it useful for this fight. I'm going to take a lot of damage here. This is ridiculous! Usually I have Solaire for this fight. It's one of the most useful times to have him in the game, really, for this particular fight. There you go, I got the Dark Gargoyle Tail Axe there. Because he pretty rapidly does damage to these gargoyles, eliminating one of them from the fight very early. What you want to do when you're fighting these guys is just try and stay back from them. Use that buff early and try and keep both of them on screen at the same time. I know where the other guy is. He's behind me. Ooh, that frame rate drop. That's pretty horrendous. Get a quick attack in there. Try and kill one of them, this guy in particular, before fighting the other guy. Also, notice how much extra damage my lightning buff was giving me. If I get a moment, I'm actually going to rebuff. Yeah, this is a good time. It's worth having the buff. It deals so much extra damage that it almost seems ridiculous not to have it. Oops. I missed them. That was a pain. Come on. Okay, that's the first one dead. Now we can sort of relax for this one, because fighting these guys one-on-one is actually just a piece of cake. Ugh, especially if you don't get hit by their fire. And especially if they don't jump backwards. Oh my gosh, stop doing that. Seriously, the fire spam is getting annoying. This is dangerous, I could fall off here. Really, really easily. Oh my god, is that the only thing you do? Stop that. Okay. That was a little tenser than I'm used to, but it worked. It's a shame I had to use my other buff then. Usually I have someone for that fight just for the sake of dealing with one of them. It's either Solaire or just some random chap. Anywho, now that we've killed that guy, those guys, we're now going to go and deal with the first part of the plot of this game, ringing the first Bell of Awakening. I'm not going to go into the plot here, you can learn that for yourself. I'm just going to show you where to go. If you're interested in the plot, there's plenty of ways to look it up, or just pay attention to all the NPCs in the game. You'll learn soon enough. Also note that I have 16,000 souls. Holy balls. ring this bell. One of two. We're going to have to go to Blighttown for the next one. Okay. Go down here, and through here, and down. Don't fall off, that would be bad. Another thing when you're fighting those gargoyles, they have pretty predictable attacks, so if you're not wearing heavy armor like I am, which gives you quite a slow roll, you can roll out of the way of them very easily. This guy sells homeward bones infinitely, which is kind of useful, so feel free to pick up as many of them as you need from him. He also gives you the best gesture of all time. Stop talking, your voice is annoying. Best gesture of all time. Yeah. Anywho, we're gonna shoot back to... Oh, that's a twin humanity, by the way. That just gives you... It does the exact same thing as one of those, except it gives you 2 liquid humanities instead of 1. Which can use a homeward bone. Go back to the Parish bonfire, and level up our gear. Feel free to level up and upgrade your gear as you see fit. I'm going to show you what upgrades I do, so you can replicate them if you so wish. Don't feel like you have to. First things first, how much dexterity do I need to use the longbow? I think it's 14, yeah. Should be like 4 level ups. Dex 3, okay. It's fine. May I actually upgrade the longsword? Broadsword, rather. I do prefer the longsword, it's a nicer weapon, but I'm not going to waste souls buying one. If I pick one up from a hollow somewhere, I'll use it instead. Reinforced weapon... It's at this point where we have to either commit to using Astora's straight sword for the rest of the game, or switch into one of these weapons. For the sake of the walkthrough, I think I'm probably going to keep going with... Actually, no, you know what? We are actually just going to buy a longsword. This weapon has an almost identical moveset to Astora's straight sword, but it deals just purely physical damage. And I think it attacks slightly quicker as well. Why is it important that it deals just purely physical damage? Because we can buff it, yeah? We can add a buff to it which will give us better damage over time. Well, not better damage over time, but gives us better damage when we really need it. It also means that we're not upgrading 2 weapons simultaneously. The Astora's straight sword will be useful when we go into the catacombs, but for now, we're just going to go with the longsword. It's honestly my favourite weapon in the game, this thing. I am going to buy, I think, enough Titanite to fully upgrade this. How many have I got? I've got 1, it's at +3, I need, what, 3 more? I think it's 3 more. Purchase... No, not purchase. Reinforced weapon, longsword. No, I needed 1 more, okay. Cool. I just bought another one instead of doing the thing I wanted to do. I'm an idiot. Okay. Now we have a longsword +5.
Don't get yourself killed.
It will be doing less damage than the Astora's straight sword on first impact, which is fine, because while the Astora's straight sword does 208 damage, presumably, it actually does less than that, because most enemies have a bit of magic resistance, which means that you only end up doing about, 60 to 80 damage, not 60 to 80 damage, like 120, 130 damage. This just straight up does 120 damage. And while this is at +3 and it only has 2 more upgrades to get it to +5, this one is only at +5 and has 10 more upgrades to get it to +15. So overall the longsword's probably going to end up doing more damage. It still has C rank, strength and dexterity scaling, which means that you can build either one of those stats and still get a fair bit of damage out of it, which is good. So yeah, that's... I've got 1 more level up in it, I think. Level up? No, I don't. Good. That was part 2 of the Parish. Join me next time for part 2 of Firelink and moving into the depths. My name was Lucian Greymark, and we'll see you next time on my walkthrough of Dark Souls. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Wave. Wave, you stupid thing. There we go. Bye-bye.